Before you watch this, I need you to understand something. They knew his name, not a nickname, not something written on his backpack, not something they could have overheard. His real name, whispered in the middle of the night by a woman he had never seen before. A woman standing only 20 feet away from his tent. And the most terrifying part, he was miles from civilization, deep in the mountains, completely alone. This is the story of a couple who went on a hiking trip in upstate New York. What happened to them should have been impossible. Stay until the end, because every morning they found strange objects arranged around their campsite. Objects that, to this day, have never been explained. So ask yourself, how did she know his name? I'm writing this story while it's still fresh in my mind because even now, I can't fully explain what happened. 3 days ago, my girlfriend Katie and I returned from what was supposed to be a peaceful 4-day hiking trip in the mountains of upstate New York. We've always loved nature. Hiking, camping, exploring remote trails. It's our favorite thing to do. The first day went smoothly. We hiked through beautiful trails, dealt with a little rain, set up our tent, ate dinner, and went to sleep. Sometime during the night, I woke up and noticed Katie sitting upright beside me. She looked terrified. That alone worried me because Katie is not someone who scares easily. I asked what was wrong. After struggling to find the words, she finally whispered, "I heard something outside." At first, I assumed it was an animal. Deer are common in those mountains. But before I could say anything, she grabbed my hand and begged me not to open the tent. Then I heard it too. Footsteps. Slow footsteps moving around our tent. We both sat frozen, listening. The sound clearly wasn't an animal. Whoever was outside was walking in circles around us. Every few minutes, the person would let out a strange, high-pitched giggle. Neither of us knew what to do. Eventually, the footsteps stopped. The forest became silent again. But somehow, that silence felt even worse. At dawn, I carefully stepped outside. The person was gone. For a moment, I felt relieved. Then I noticed something strange. Rocks. Dozens of rocks scattered around our campsite. Not naturally scattered. They had been arranged into odd patterns and stacks. I knew those rocks hadn't been there the night before. The entire day, Katie felt like someone was following us. She constantly looked over her shoulder. Every time I checked, I saw nothing. We only hiked for half a day before setting up camp again. That night, Katie quickly fell asleep from exhaustion. I stayed awake longer. Just as I was drifting off, I heard a whisper. A woman's voice, soft and distant. "Come outside, Artie." My eyes snapped open. Then another female voice whispered, "Yeah, Artie, we're waiting." My blood turned cold. They knew my name. Katie was asleep beside me. I didn't move. I barely breathed. The whispers stopped. But then I heard footsteps again. This time they weren't walking. They were running around the tent. Laughing. The laughter grew louder and more disturbing. It sounded completely insane. Then one of the voices suddenly became deeper. much deeper. "Come outside now!" Katie woke up instantly. Before I could explain anything, the women outside began pushing against the tent. The walls bent inward. The entire tent shook. At times, it felt like they were trying to drag us across the ground. All around us echoed laughter. Loud, wild, uncontrollable laughter. I had never felt fear like that before. Then suddenly, everything stopped. The laughter, the voices, the movement. We heard several sets of footsteps running away into the darkness. Silence returned. Finally, I decided to unzip the tent and look outside. Slowly, carefully. As the zipper opened, I saw something that I'll never forget. Standing about 20 feet away was a young woman. She looked to be in her 20s. She wore a white dress. She was staring directly at me, smiling, almost as if she had been waiting for me to look. Then she slowly raised her hand and waved. I immediately zipped the tent shut. Katie had seen her too. Neither of us slept for the rest of the night. We sat there, waiting for something terrible to happen. But nothing did. When dawn finally arrived, I opened the tent again. The woman was gone. Just like the previous morning, strange rock formations surrounded our campsite. But this time there was something else. Sticks tied together into strange symbols. Symbols neither of us recognized. We packed our belongings immediately. We left every rock and every symbol exactly where they were. Then we practically ran out of those woods. Even now, I still don't know what happened in those woods. Maybe it really was a prank. A cruel and elaborate game played by strangers hiding in the darkness. But pranksters don't know your name before they've ever met you. And pranksters don't smile the way she did. Like she'd been waiting for me. Not for hours, not for days, but for years. Ever since we came home, I've developed a habit. Every night before I go to sleep, I check the lock on my front door. Once, twice, sometimes 3 times. Because no matter how hard I try, I can't forget her face or that smile. And sometimes, when the house is completely silent, I find myself wondering if she's still out there, standing somewhere in the dark, watching, waiting, smiling, and maybe, just maybe, still waiting for me to come outside.
If you made it this far, you're already one of us.
Every story you just heard, there are dozens more waiting in the dark. Locked doors, empty houses, things that shouldn't exist, but do. Subscribe to Mr. Dread, not because I'm asking, because something out there already knows you're watching. Hit that bell. Join the ones who don't look away.
I'll be